Hello, I'm Kelsey-Bear and welcome to Kelsey-Bear's Cozy Fares. On this channel, we drink a lot of tea and we do a lot of sewing. Now, the holidays are upon us, and if you're in need of some last-minute sewing gift ideas, then look no further, because in this video, I'm going to show you how I make these adorable pot holders. Pot holders make a great gift for just about anyone because, well, just about everyone loves to eat. These pot holders have such a cute quilted look. On the front side of them, they are lined with InsulBright and cotton batting, and I'm going to show you all of the necessary materials and step-by-step how to make these, because it is sure to be a gift that just about everyone will love. And a bonus is that these will have a hanging loop on them. So they're super useful if you have a little hook to hang them from in the kitchen. You can display them then. It's sure to be a great gift, and it's really not too difficult to sew. So please get your cup of tea, water, coffee, whatever you're drinking, and let's get into it. All right, let's begin by taking the first square of fabric, and in order to get the quilted look, we're going to use a straight ruler like this. Go ahead and use some water-soluble marking pencils, tailor's chalk, whatever you want to use to help you mark out the lines, just to help you sew in a straight line. If you want to be really neat about it, you could always give it like 2 inches and then another line. And then another line. And then going this way as well. Bring it up. And then we'll draw lines facing the opposite direction. This will just help you get nice looking top stitches. It'll give it a bit of a neater finish to it. I don't know about you all, but sometimes I struggle sewing in a straight line. I need a visual guide. And there we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just having these lines, a nice quilted detail. This is totally optional, by the way, but it will help keep this from bunching up too much inside, so it gets it to lay nicely. So next up, we are going to take 1 layer of the cotton batting, the InsulBright, and we're going to sandwich it with 1 more layer of the cotton batting. And based on what I've read online, you're not supposed to only use InsulBright for your pot holders. Apparently the cotton batting can kind of like trap the heat in and keep it from traveling to you so that you don't burn yourself. So that is the purpose of the cotton batting. And then we were going to take that square with the lines on it and place it on top. So I've struggled when I only just pin around the edges, because then it can get kind of bunched up. But I found that pinning, kind of going from the center out, helps keep the fabric laying really nicely and keeps your layers from getting too bunched up in a funny way. So I'm putting pins facing the 4 corners. And then to continue reinforcing it, I'm going to do the sides as well. All right, and now we are ready to take it to the sewing machine. Let's do some top stitching. For these stitches, I am going to have the longest stitch length, which is 4 on my machine. You could do shorter stitches, but because there's just so many layers of fabric, I think the long stitches works slightly better. All right, please excuse Mabel's tushy, but here is how it looks so far. Has that really cute quilted look to it. This is what it looks like on the inside. So you see I did a pretty decent job. Again, you can be a lot more precise with it if you want, but no need to stress, especially with such a busy fabric such as this. Kind of disguises the asymmetry of it. I just think that this fabric has such a nice character to it. It looks really cute. So up next, we need to prepare the hook loop. So I'm going to be using some bias tape for it. So just fold it in half, a couple inches. Let's see, I'll give it just a tiny bit more length just to give me a bit of room to work with. So I'm gonna snip it, and then I'm gonna take this to the machine, change my thread out to red, and all I'm going to do is just one stitch down the side to close it up. If you don't have bias tape and you just want to use some of the same fabric with what you're working with, you would just cut a strip like this, a little bit thicker. You can just iron the strip in half, open, bring the sides in to meet the center, and then press. So pretty easy. Let's take this to the machine. With your little quilted sandwich right here, we'll have that right side facing up. And then we will take our little hanging loop with the two ends lined up against the top of our pot holder. You can even have them sticking out a bit further to make sure that both ends get caught in the thread when we are stitching along the top. So just be aware of that. And then we're going to take the back of the pot holder with the wrong side facing up, and we'll create a little sandwich. I'm going to pin this into place as best I can. I know it's a little thick. There's many layers at this point, but just do your best. You can see the little ends poking out. And then I'm going to pin like I did earlier, kind of going from the center out. It just helps smooth it out. Okay, so now that you have it all pinned together, we are going to take this to the machine. I'm going to switch my thread back to black, and we are going to stitch all along the sides here. I don't have a specified seam allowance for you guys. Go ahead, give yourself about 1/4 inch. Just make sure you're getting all the layers, and it's okay if it's not perfectly even, because we will be snipping and trimming the sides once we're done stitching. But the key is, as you are stitching along here, leave a pocket a couple inches wide, because we are going to use the opening to pull it right sides out, and then I will show you how to seal it. I am going to be leaving the opening at the bottom, but you really could leave the opening at any side, whichever you prefer. Okay, you should be able to see these stitches all along the edge here. So what we are going to do is we are going to trim off the excess. So we're trimming off the excess, which is why you didn't need to worry about finishing the edges of the loop, because it is all getting trimmed away. Okay, so now let me discard some of my scraps. Let's turn this pot holder inside out. This is really where the magic happens. And I am so excited for you guys to see how it all looks. So I have this dull tailor's pencil, and I'm going to use it to help push out these edges. Anything will work, just don't do anything too sharp, and because you don't want to poke right through, you know. Okay, so let us smooth it out. And this is when your iron is going to help you. Now it's almost like a little gap in between, but if you iron it down, it's going to get it to lay a bit nicer. Okay, so what are we going to do with this opening right here? You see how it juts out. You can even see all the filling inside. Well, what we're going to do is fold it into the pot holder. Try to get the edges matching up with the rest of it as well as you can. And we're going to use our iron to help us and some pins to help pin in place. And then you're just going to take it to the sewing machine and just do a nice top stitch along here. If you want to disguise it a bit more, you can do a top stitch all along the edges. But I think I'm just going to stick with the small stitch along here and call it done. And there you have it. Isn't that just so cute? Gosh, I just absolutely love this quilted look on it. Here's what it looks like at the bottom. Not too bad. It's such a busy fabric. It's very forgiving if you do make mistakes, but here is the back of it. Gosh, isn't that just so cute? So if you do find this tutorial helpful, be sure to give it a like, a comment, tell me what you think, tell me if you try it. I'd love to know, I'd love to see anything you guys are working on. And if you'd like to stay tuned, let me show you some of the other fabrics I have. Well, I was gonna take it to the sewing machine, but it looks like Mabel wants to cuddle with it.